Why does God break you down? You might be saying to yourself, Lord, I have chosen you, you have chosen me, but why is it that I have to go through what I go through? Why is it that my struggle just seems so real? Why is it that every time I go forward, it seems like I'm knocked back down? Why does God have to break you down? So before we get into this video, I want to say I love y'all so much. I thank y'all for continuing to show up. I thank y'all for continuing to be yourselves. I thank you so much for leaving comments, donations, thumbs up, all of that, y'all. I'm so appreciative for all of y'all. I'm so grateful for our connection. And as always, y'all, we're going to continue to grow daily. I love y'all so much. So y'all, let's get into this video. Why does God break you down? I'm going to give you 3 reasons as to why he has to break you down before he can build you back up. That's what's happening in your lives. If you're wondering why you got to go through this, what's happening, yeah, you know you're chosen, but the moment it seemed like you signed up for the battle, it seems like your life just kind of went down. Keep it 100, because he has to break you down to build you back up. Number 1, you must die to self. The reason why God has to break you down, because you must die to self. You must let go of what you thought should have been, would have been, could have been, and you must die to truly the desires that you have at that moment, because that's probably not what God has for you. And so when you come to him and you say, Lord, I'm ready, you come like a solid rock. Y'all just think about that. You come like a solid rock. And so he breaks you down. He prunes you. He beats you a little bit. It feels like a beating. And that's not in the literal sense, but it is. It's kind of like him just pruning you. It's like you're a rock and he's breaking down until you're down into this clay. Once you get into that clay form, then he can begin to mold you, which is where we are right now. The molding. And it don't feel good. Because you just came out of that season of pruning. You just came out of what feels like being beat down. You just came out of that pit. And now you're being put on that potter's wheel. And he's molding you. And you just like, when does it stop? You must die to self. And so when he gets you to that clay form, he can then put you on the potter wheel and begin to mold you. Which goes into number 2. Your life was built on a false reality. Meaning you submitted yourself to what you thought life was supposed to be, to who you thought you were supposed to be, and how you thought you were supposed to show up. Your life was literally built on a false reality. Y'all listen, we were all born into sin. Every single one of us. So no matter how a person try to act like a goody two-shoes, like their life has been great and perfect, all their lives, they lying. Because we were all born into sin. Every single one of us. No sin is greater than the next. And so when you come to God and you say you're ready, and when you come to God and you want to ask him to, take control of your life, listen, sweetheart. That looks like you kind of being beat down, put in the pit, and then build back up. And so you have literally built yourself on a false reality. And he has to remove all of those things off of you. What is a false reality, y'all? Submitting yourself to something that's just not true. Saying, oh, that's just how Sagittarius are. That's just how I am. Or this and that. Whatever that is, that's a false reality. That's not real. That's not you. That's something you've created and you've made it your reality. Again, you must die to yourself. That's number 1. Number 2, your life was built on a false reality. We're talking about, why does God break you down? Your life was built on a false reality. We talk about illusions. We talk about deception. We talk about fake people. Listen, y'all, we too was operating at some point. Maybe not like that, because our hearts have always been in a good place, because we're chosen. But there was a point in time where you weren't living in your truth. You didn't know you were probably chosen. You didn't know the anointing on your life. You didn't know what God was calling you to do. You didn't know, and you still learning this new version of you. That's why I talk about being, evolving always, because that's what God does. We never stop evolving. Let's go to number 3. The reason why God has to break you down. You inherited traumas from those before you. Again, y'all, you're the generational curse breaker. So you've inherited all that mess that came before you, and you trying to clear it out for the people that's coming behind you. That's a heavy weight. That's a heavy weight. Breaking off how your parents used to be, how your grandmother show up in relationships, how your dad used to be. Breaking off, some of you may have been raped. Maybe that's in your bloodline. Maybe you felt like that spirit was coming on you. Listen, these things are serious. These things are serious, y'all. Whatever your struggle is. It's not you just, you fighting against you. No, you're fighting for you and all of those before you and after you. That's why when people scream that chosen thing, y'all, we don't scream that because it sounds good. No, this thing is hard. This walk is hard. But it's beauty in you becoming and knowing who you are. There's so much strength and beauty in that. So God has to break you down literally from who you thought you were. He has to break you down from all the traumas and dramas that came before you. He has to break you down from society and their beliefs. He has to literally break you down before he can build you back up. And your season of that may look different from mine. Maybe you were prideful. Maybe you felt like you had it all together. And he'll literally take away the very thing that you sitting up, honoring. You honoring that job. You honoring that car. You honoring that relationship. And he like, no, but I'm first. Let me show you what I have for you that's better for you. So he'll take away that stuff. Literally take it away from you. But he's going to give you double for that. He's going to give you more for your suffering because you chose him. You chose to be obedient. You chose to go through the trials, the tribulations. You chose to be persecuted just like him. But just like he overcame, so will you. That spirit that dwells in you will not allow you to bend, to fold, to sink. Absolutely not. Continue to lean, depend on him. He has to break you down to build you back up. It's not the devil. That's God's work. He's molding you. He's instructing you. He's showing you. I hope this was a word of encouragement for somebody. Please know that what you're experiencing is temporary. It's all orchestrated by God. It may look like chaos, but in a little while, honey, it's going to be peaceful. If you continue to see the journey through, if you continue to walk through, you will get to the other side. For those of you where the journey has just started, listen, this is just a progress. This is just the process of what you're going through. He has to break you down. He has to remove people out your life. You will turn around and kind of be the only one walking, at least for a season. Until he builds you back up. And when he builds you back up, he's going to put you in rooms and with people and connections that are healthy. That can push you, that don't mind encouraging you, that can love on you. And you will be in a season where you can receive it. I love y'all so much. This video is getting longer than what I want it to be. I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. Until next time, y'all be easy. Peace.